Welcome back into the Pioneer Postgame Report. Tusculum falls at the hands of Newberry here at home in the opening round of this Athletic Conference Tournament. Newberry 60, Tusculum 59. Now joined by Pioneer head coach J.T. Burton. And, Coach, we'll go back and analyze the game, but let's go to the last play. You get the stop you need at the other end. The rebound goes out of bounds off of Tusculum. Newberry's inbounding with 13 seconds. You get the basketball. You bring it into the front court with about 10 seconds left to play. Trenton Gibson gets double teamed, and he gets the basketball to the right place and the right guy. Just a block shot. It's set up for a heroic moment. You opted not to call the timeout because Newberry didn't have any, and Pioneers had the chance. We just couldn't convert, and credit to Newberry for collapsing on defense.
It's amazing how this game works, man, because, last year, Carson Newman beats us we got a goaltending call in the last second. This year, we get beat by a block, call. I'm not saying it was a goaltending. We just scenarios. So it's crazy how it works, man. But hats off to Newberry. They came to play. I knew when we first started, we was making a lot of shots. I knew we couldn't stay that hot, and we kind of fell in love with the three-point shot. But, it's the name of the game, man. We just got to – this team right here has been so special. It's unbelievable. And to have this crowd to turn like we have to the expectation for us to win these games, that's what we've done here. But hats off to Newberry. Those guys done a really good job, and I wish them the best.
Great environment tonight. Great student section here behind your bench tonight. A full packed student section behind your bench. It's what you expect in March, and it's what you expect when you get to host a first round game. Great atmosphere, great basketball, and you jump out on top. You take that momentum, you jump out to a 17-point lead with 7:42 left to play in the first half, and you talk about that hot shooting, and it started out much like it did in the last game against Newberry. When you shoot 60% in the first half and Newberry shoots 27, they make like 2 of their first 11 shots, and then their shots start to fall. We turn the basketball over a couple of times. They get hot with the dribble drive and get a few too many easy layups, and they started chipping away, and they take a 17-point deficit and go into halftime down by 4.
Yeah, I knew they was going to make a run. It's March Madness, and basketball is a game of runs. We kind of got lax with it, you know what I mean? Home crowd, you hear. But those guys are good, especially with Zero. What Robinson is his last name? Ford got going, and I think what we kind of did was kind of got away from, because we started pressing, went away from it, and we got a little confused and got him going. But they hit some threes too. Spurt the first half. They don't shoot many, and they don't they ain't known as a 3-point making team, but they made a couple to bring themselves back into the ball game. But again, it's one of those things to where I put all the blame on myself. I try to make some adjustments. Those guys fought hard. We got a great team. We done some special things here. We won 19 games.
Oh yeah.
In the conference, which is hard to do, and then we won 10 games on the road. You know what I'm saying? So, we're changing it. It's tough when you lose like this. It's really hard, but I can't say enough for this basketball team.
You talk about those adjustments, and we'll talk about those graduate students and those seniors here in a second, but I think the switch I like the most, Ford got hot. We couldn't guard him there for a minute, and you put K.J. Crump in there, and he was about the only person we've got as quick as Ford. He did a good job defensively just staying right with him. He doesn't know it all yet, but he knows stay right with Ford, and he did a good job just sticking with him in glue, and it slowed Ford down for a little bit, at least made Newberry go to somebody else.
That's huge for a freshman to be able to come into a game like this, an environment like this, to be able to play like he did. He didn't turn the ball over, and he guarded. And I don't think Ford during that time had nothing but 2 points, if any. And for KJ to come in, kind of changed the momentum as well. But for him to come in and do that, that says a lot about that young man. He's only a freshman, and he's small in stature but big in heart. And it's one of those things, man, that we just we just came a little short. We couldn't, we tried to throw the ball inside. We missed some layups. We kind of got that and one, but then we needed to stop. We couldn't get it, and then that's the name of the game. We just couldn't pull it together at the end.
You talk about what this team has accomplished. You talk about the 19 wins, most conference wins in school history, 1 win away from 20-win season for the first time, for the 5th time in school history, the first time since 2008. This basketball team, 4 consecutive winning seasons. You hosted a conference tournament game for the 3rd time in a row. Program building steps. and you lose some program builders, the Trenton Gibsons, the Brandon Mitchells, the James West, guys that laid the foundation for a program to continue to take those steps into the future.
Man, it's tough. This is the hard part about our job, because when you lose, you got a kid like Brandon Mitchell. When I first got here, Brandon Mitchell was raw. Like he and I sat down with the guys and I kind of told them what my vision was for this school. And a lot of kids literally got up out of the locker room and left, and he stayed with me. Went from winning 6 games, he built it. And that kid is second all-time offensive rebound in the sack. He's an all-time shot blocker here at the school. For a kid like that to stay with it, it's unbelievable. And then you got a kid like Trenton Gibson. Zach Dixon. I'm going to go with Zach. Zach Dixon was another kid that came, and we started. Them 3 was the only original 3 when I first got here. Zach Dixon came in as a walk-on, earned himself some scholarship, and then he stayed with it, even though he didn't get to play a lot. But he was an energy guy. He helped lead this team, especially in practice, And then Trenton Gibson speaks for himself. The kid come out of high school. I was the first one to offer him a scholarship. And he came here freshman of the year, first team all conference, player of the year last year. But then on the flip side of that, the academic awards that he received over the years, and he's got a 3.9 GPA. Then you got James West. We got James West off of an email, and he came, And then he helped us get Will Vetter here. So when you got those guys like that to help you build a program, hey, that's what it's all about. But, the one thing about it is you have to get up in the morning. The sun's going to shine and rise tomorrow. It's going to hurt for a while, but you just got to move on. You know what I mean? That's just part of it.
And you see the hurt as the game comes to an end. 2 or 3 of your players, they don't even want to walk off. The jersey goes up over the head. And it's, you're one point away and your college career comes to an end. It hurts because you care so much. And when you put as much effort and passion into these players do to their college career, to their coach, and to this program, it's hard to walk off when it comes to an end.
It's wild because these kids get in this gym like they was gym rats. His team was special because, sometimes everybody thinks you got to win to show how special a team is. Even though we got beat, this team right here, I'm telling you, they would work day in and day out. They was a good collective group. They didn't do, get in a lot of trouble off the court. They went to class. They did everything we asked them. And then one night when we went on this stretch of 6 games, 9 days, I come back after a back-to-back. They in the weight room. Well, so when you got a group of guys like that, it hurts when you lose a game like this because these kids work so hard. But I tell them, in life, you're going to find yourself working hard, and you're not going to see the results. And you have to continue to keep pushing, keep thriving, because, like I told him, it's hard for me to come up here. We just got beat, but you still got to do it. But these kids, it's a lesson learned. They still got to go. They still got to keep pushing, and I think they will.
Class act, Coach. Congratulations on the season. 19-8 is how it wins, but 19 victories, the most conference victories in the school history. Great season. Sad it has to come to an end, but what a solid season for the Pioneers.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Head coach J.T. Burton, his comments as the season comes to an end for the Pioneers. Again, your final, Newberry 60, Tusculum 59. This is Pioneer men's basketball as you listen on the Pioneer Sports Network.